You know what they say, clout is the new crack.
This teacher has been fired after filming raunchy TikToks in her classroom.
As you know, I was working as a preschool teacher, technically pre-K, pre-kindergarten, and so I had a lot of free time at work where I would post on those apps. I did go to the bathroom a few times and snap a nude. A lot of the reason why I did that was because I was getting paid by people, and now when I said that, people thought I was getting paid by, like, I don't know if you can say this word, PDF files, you know what I'm trying to say.
The teacher who went viral for letting his students take out his braids was fired from his job.
My name's Sadie, and I brought sweet tarts.
He said he got it.
Yo, mug crazy.
Teachers that record their students and post it online for social media content give me the ick.
Everybody, I am the Mademoiselle, and this is my channel. And as you guys can tell by today's title, we're going to be talking about the teacher to influencer pipeline. Now, first things first, y'all already know, okay? If you don't know, now you know, because you're about to know. I am an educator. However, I do not do it full-time anymore. I tried to do the whole full-time teacher thing. You guys can watch the videos on that, and I know you guys are waiting for my next part, but that whole situation traumatized me. Long story short, I went to go work at a charter school, and it was literally running illegally as hell. They didn't have schedules. They didn't have curriculums. It was a really, really bad situation. So I ended up teaching part-time as a dance teacher. I mainly work with nonprofits and other types of programs, and I hope to open my own nonprofit very, very soon. However, constantly being in the classroom and constantly teaching students all the time, constantly working with kids, there's a lot of interesting observations I have made. And it is that there's a lot more teachers on social media now than there were back in the day. And to be quite honest with you, I don't think that's a problem. A lot of teachers now, they're younger, they're hipper, as the older teachers like to say, and they connect better with the students. In one of my first positions as a dance teacher, I was working at a charter school, which actually was an amazing charter school. That's why it's so insane. Like the stark differences between different charter schools is wild, okay? Because you have some phenomenal ones, and then you have ones that are just poo-poo caca, where's the government, shut it down, right? This one was a really great one. And I remember in particular, there was a teacher in there that was an influencer. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And I always found it weird. Now, I know you guys are probably like, well, Yvana, you're an influencer and you're a teacher. What's weird about it? The difference is I was an influencer, full-time influencer, before I even decided to become a teacher. A lot of these teachers are teachers, and then they're becoming influencers off the back of their students, recording their students, doing things that a lot of us can deem as inappropriate, and a lot of things that are more than likely against their school and board guidelines. So it's weird because this particular teacher actually ended up getting fired. I remember they used to have like all types of like sponsorships, and the kids would like get free food from different places. It was very interesting because I've never seen it before then. Like, I didn't even know there was a teacher talk at the time. This had to be like 2022, 2023. And as someone that's an influencer that teaches children, I choose to keep those things very, very separate. And I just genuinely do not believe that they should be intertwined. Like, you almost never see my students. The only time I'll post something with my students is if they're older, like if they're like middle school, high school, and after I'm done teaching them and I know I'm never going to see them again. Because I just feel like those lines should not be blurred. When I was told that this particular teacher was an influencer, I was like, that's very interesting that they actually let that happen, because I've watched loads of different videos of different people talking about their experiences of being influencers and being teachers and getting in trouble for something that they posted, or them just, not aligning with being a teacher anymore because it would like go into their content creation work. And that is something that happened to me as well. Like, being a full-time teacher, it was extremely difficult to film. Like, I would be in early, I would come home late, and I'd be just ridiculously exhausted with the nonsense, to the point where it was like, yeah, no, my YouTube channel is more important than teaching. And I hate saying it like that, but it is. I built this. Okay, can't no one take this away from me, for real. And even if someone does, I can make a whole nother channel because I have that following. I built it up. Therefore, I'm not going to put a teaching salary over what I built on my own. And that was my personal choice. But for a lot of teachers, especially the ones that have posted online or become influencers, sometimes, and a lot of times, it does end up being an issue where the lines are blurred and yeah, there's no coming back from it.
Can you lose your job being a TikToker? Turns out you can. At least for this teacher, Xvin, he thirst trapped so hard that it trapped him into unemployment.
Some people call into my HR, let's call them Karens, and complain, and now I'm on leave.
Being a first-year teacher, she faced many challenges. So when the principal called her in for a meeting this March, she thought they were going to discuss ways they could help her in the classroom. That's when she went on TikTok venting on how her meeting went. DiLoretto Chetty says the meeting left her in disbelief.
Pulled into a check-in meeting with my administrator. I fell asleep and I woke up the next morning and it had 1.5 million views.
The next day, Human Resources called in DiLoretto Chetty into the district's office and put her on administrative leave.
They made it clear that it didn't have anything to do with my instructional practices or what I was teaching or how I was teaching, and it had everything to do with the fact that I had embarrassed one of my administrators on TikTok.
What is with these teachers playing with their job? So the teacher comes down here and she gets called into the principal's office. She's like, I was never even called into the principal's office when I was a kid. And what I can only imagine to be the principal is talking to her, and she's got her phone under the desk and you can see kind of her face like sitting like this. And the teacher starts talking to her. She's like, we're calling you in here because you're supposed to be the adult in the room, and we hear that you're helping students write these songs, and these songs are attacking each other. So essentially she's being a bully and teaching these kids and helping these kids how to bully each other with their words. Well, in the midst of her being handed like this serious conversation, she literally in the middle of it just goes, stop sign, and starts laughing. And the other lady's like, this isn't a laughing matter. And the lady's like, oh, I'm sorry, it's a TikTok. You're really going to be filming a TikTok and quoting a TikTok in a serious conversation here when this is literally your job. Well, then it comes down basically that she cannot return to work until she's drug tested. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. Get that drug test, because we got to prove you're not on if you're going to yell stop sign in the middle of a conversation, in the middle of a meeting, and that meeting is where you're getting talked to, reprimanded. Why would you spend all that money on an education just to throw it away over a stupid TikTok trend?
Taylor has been a stand-up comedian for 8 years and teacher for 6, most recently at Olathe's Mill Creek Campus Alternative School. And he also makes TikTok videos. But a series of videos at the beginning of the school year got him called into HR with the unusual question, how often he passes gas near students. That's something claimed on his TikTok account.
I tell my students the wrong stuff all the time when they annoy me. I tell them that Abraham Lincoln invented the car. That's why it's named after him.
He was told to take the videos down and asked to see the district's social media policies.
The reason that I'm doing comedy on TikTok is to make money, because you only pay me $45,000 a year and I work all the time.
The district wouldn't comment on this personnel matter, but gave Fox 4 a copy of this policy, which requires staff on social media, as you can see here, to maintain the same level of personal responsibility, discretion, and professionalism expected in any other form of communication.
They don't understand it. The social media policies are designed for MySpace. They are years behind where we're currently at in the world, which is TikTok is alive and well. Everybody's on.
So I find it interesting now that it's like really a thing. You know, you have teachers doing outfit of the day. You have them posting their students. You have them doing dance videos. And then, of course, you have the ones that have disturbing relationships with their students. Now, I'm actually going to do a separate video on this. Make sure you guys join the membership if you guys want to watch that, because obviously YouTube is not going to let me touch on this topic for real. So shout outs to you guys on the Patreon and the membership that are going to be watching this video, because we do need to talk about why these teachers are out here like having relations with their students, because there's no real excuse for it. But, you know, just gonna have a little discussion. So like I said, join, and thank you for advance. And then, of course, you have the teachers that conveniently like to put their hands on students. Like, personally, I find it wild. Now, I know there's a lot of educators out there that believe that you shouldn't even touch a student ever, like no hugs, no nothing. I hug my students all the time. I have physical contact with my students. They'll hug me. I'll hug them. If they have something in their hair, I'll fix their hair for them. Or if there's something in my hair, they'll go and they'll take it out. It's really not that serious. I'm not sitting there fraternizing with students. I'm not sitting there inappropriately doing anything with any students. Like, as a matter of fact, like, I'm very like, unless it's like, again, it's my last time seeing you. It's like, okay, love you too. Yeah, bye. See you never. I do a lot of short assignments because a lot of times I'm doing different programs, summer camps and stuff like that. So there are kids that I'm really probably never going to see again. So a lot of times it really is a, hey, see you never. Like, you know, it's actually kind of sad and it really hurts my heart. That's why I really want to start my own program, so I really don't have to continuously say bye to kids. Like, I'm always like building these bonds with these kids and then I never see them again and I get really sad, like, you know? So yeah, when it comes to being a teacher, like whether we're talking about a substitute teacher, a programs teacher, a nonprofit teacher, a teaching artist at a nonprofit, a regular full-blown teacher, there's just certain boundaries you don't cross. And I do feel like being a teacher influencer does cross certain boundaries when you are showing the kids. I don't think you should be showing kids if you're going to be a teacher influencer. I feel like you could talk about your day, you could talk about your outfits, you could talk about your teaching styles, you could talk about your experiences. But when we tread into the territory of posting kids on your stuff consistently, not even just the, oh my God, look what this cute kid made for me. Like, I'm talking about like you consistently posting the kids. I feel like, no, that's an issue. B, when your entire platform is just being a teacher. I don't like people that do this, period. I feel like people should be multifaceted, but that's just a personal opinion. I feel like your whole life can't just be, oh, I'm a teacher, here are my kids. Like, that is just crazy. And we've seen time and time again that those types of content creators, especially those teacher type of influencers, are the ones that we see that are either hitting kids or touching kids inappropriately. I said what I said, I meant what I said, and I'll say it again. A lot of them have been outed like that, especially with that girl that made that song. I forgot her name right now. I'm going to put the story right here. But you know, that teacher that was like the cheer coach and she was sleeping with the captain's man or whatever. I don't remember the details, but again, I'm going to put it right here.
This teacher and TikTok star danced her way into getting millions of views on social media.
As far as this teaching go, I am unreachable. I'm number one in your top 10.
Adriana Williams and her cheer team became an overnight hit.
You in my business? Don't do that.
But her alleged business is out there now after Williams was accused of having multiple sexual encounters with a student. The Shade Room has the warrant, and we're learning more about the student involved, where these alleged sex crimes took place.
Yeah, highly inappropriate, absolutely ridiculous. Like, no, and I just find it weird. You have to have an identity outside of being a teacher. Like, it's just like the people that make their identity being a mom. Like, you're something else other than a mom. And I know that's a very, very hot take, but I feel like, especially as women, we lose ourselves in being one thing, okay? I feel the same with people that are comedians or make like content with their parents. It's like, you can't just be a daughter. What else are you? Like, do you have a boyfriend? Do you have a girlfriend? Do you like movies? Do you like popcorn? Like, I need to see something more. Again, I feel this way about every type of genre. I do consultations for social media as well. Staying in one lane is what will build your platform, but you have to be able to show that you're more than just whatever it is that you portray. You are more than just disabled. You are more than just hair and makeup. You are more than just a teacher. You are more than just a mother. You are more than just a chef. Like, I feel like people should be multifaceted. And if you are going to hone in on anything, it needs to be something that doesn't have to do with minors. This whole idea of honing in on being an influencer and most of your content is children is just, especially with all the weirdos out there. And especially because a lot of these parents do not sign non-disclosures and entertainment release forms for you to be posting their children. Okay. Like, you more than likely do not have consent to post these people's children on your Instagram and your TikTok. And I think that's problematic. And even if they did sign a media release form, more than likely it was for the school. It was for the district, not for you to post for your 100,000 whatever followers.
Goddamn, I hurt my knuckles. Hey, baby, go to bed. Throw it back and then she hope the chase she go missing. I'm trying to fuck with her and her.
Today was one of those days where I just could not believe what I caught on camera while filming as I always do. These kids are still 4 and 5 years old. They still have big feelings and don't know how to deal with them yet in their little bitty bodies. So that's what we're there to do, is to teach them how to deal with them, but also show them that same comfort and care that their mom will be giving them at this moment. So did I teach an entire lesson almost holding a little girl today? Yes, I did. But guess what? Did she leave from me smiling and happy to finish out her day? Yeah.
Alright, we're playing Guess the Student by them saying, "Hey, Miss Johnson." So I'm trying to figure out which student it is.
Hi, Miss Johnson.
Timothy. Say it again. Jackson.
No.
You need to calm down.
No.
You want to go for a walk?
No.
No, you need to stop.
No.
You have to stop. Just calm down. Go sit down with Officer Mike Design. I gotta go. You're not going with me. You just know your mama coming to get you.
He keeps putting that drag on my desk.
Is that true? Why?
Because I think I said 3, 2, 1. And where are your hands supposed to be? Are they in 1? So do we need to drop that number? Able. Able? So, Kaylee, what then does the word become? No, what does the whole word become? Who wants to help her? What does the whole word become? Just say it.
That was a lot of clips, and I know a lot of you guys are probably confused as to how some of them are inappropriate. So for example, with the teacher that is holding the child, in many school districts, you're not allowed to touch the kids at that type of capacity unless it's like a genuine emergency. I even had a situation where I had to hold the kid for months like this because he was 3, like that teacher mentioned, and he just was not adjusting well. We all took turns holding him throughout the shift because it was really bad, and eventually like we got in trouble for holding him. Like the principal's like, oh no, he has to adjust, we can't hold him. Like that's against school policy. Like it is what it is. In general, you can't okay, because anything can happen. That kid could say that you did something to them, and then it's gonna be hard to prove. Well, I mean, in this case, I mean, like she has it on film, but that's obviously not the entire footage. Obviously, with the teachers that are dancing, like, it's all cool and sweet and all, but it's like, the songs are highly inappropriate. And then when you think about how long it takes to learn a TikTok dance, it could take you a few hours, it could take you a few days. Like, it's just like, so you're constantly listening to this type of music with these kids. And like, I'm trying to understand, like, because I get that a lot of people are like, well, they curse anyway, and their parents let them listen to it. Okay, but you're a teacher. You're supposed to be held to a different type of standard. Like, that type of shit should not be allowed in school. Also, all of these videos are taking place on school grounds. Like, how in the world do y'all have time to do this while you're teaching? I didn't even have time to pee. Okay, while I was teaching. Like, I didn't have time to do anything after school, before school, during school. So I don't really understand how this, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Of course, you have the teacher that's recording the meltdown. To be quite honest with you, I don't think I have to tell you guys that it's probably insanely problematic to record a child's breakdown, meltdown. Like, what is the purpose of that? To post it? Like, it's one thing to record it to show the district, to show the parents, but like, what are you recording that for? Like, you know, child. And then of course we got the outfits of some of these teachers, and just like, you know, having the kids' faces out with identifiers. Like, some things should be common sense, but I understand that this is so normal that, like, for the average person, they just see it and they're like, oh, how cute. Oh, what good teaching, room management. It's like, no, a lot of this is actually really dangerous and very unprofessional. I can't believe I forgot to touch on this in my video. And for those of you guys who be feeling some type of way about me having a bonnet in when I pop in, I'm in the comfort of my home. I can wear whatever the hell I want. But I completely forgot to touch on the fact that these teachers be out here going to school dressed like whores. Yes, I said whores because that's what it is. It's ridiculous. Like, y'all wearing club clothes to school. Like, as a dance teacher, I'm allowed to wear whatever it is that I want. No one really comes to me about anything. Like, I could pull up in an Adidas tracksuit. I rarely ever do that. I don't even wear sweats like that unless I'm just stepping out for like 10 minutes. I don't wear a bonnet outside. Like, I'm very, like, I wear heels literally everywhere. Even as a dance teacher, I have students that are always like, Miss Arlen, why you got heels on? That's how I dress. And you have to be a certain type of presentable to teach children. At least bare minimum business casual. Like, the fact that people are thinking these outfits is okay, especially this teacher big girl, like, I don't, like, this shit is not okay. Teachers should not be dressed like this. I miss when teachers were actually dressed appropriately. This is ridiculous. Like, I've seen some crazy inappropriate things in schools that I taught, and no one's batting an eye. And then there's places where I went there where they're like, oh, your t-shirt's too tight. So I think it really depends on where you teach. If I'm not mistaken, I think Teacher Bay might actually teach at, like, either a school in a urban district or like a charter school that don't give a fuck. Is one or the other, because there's no way at a real school they're not letting you dress like that. Like, it's not going to happen, because there's a certain way you need to present yourself as a teacher. And I know there's a lot of conversation on whether it's her outfits or if it's her body type. It's both, because if you know you have a certain body type that can be accentuated with certain clothes, don't wear those damn clothes. I know plenty of people with this body type that know how to dress. Okay, they know how to dress professionally. They know how to dress for the club. They know how to be naked or not naked, whatever it is that they're trying to portray. They do it. Okay, and this gives on purpose. This gives, you want these kids to fantasize about you. I don't care. I don't want to hear what none of y'all talking about. This could be a video in itself. Okay, let me know if you guys want a video on, like, how these teachers be dressing and how they be thinking they want the kids when they not, because that's a whole nother topic that I could touch on. I don't understand it. Like, I just discovered Teacher Bay, and I'm like, oh my God, maybe we could react together. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. And finally, I just feel like this whole thing treads into child exploitation. just like how child vlogging or family vlogging does. And now we have the children coming out saying that their lives were actually miserable and their parents ruined their lives. Yes, you can now look up people's stories, whether they are doing videos or talking on forums. Like, it's actually heartbreaking to know that a lot of these parents have ruined their kids' lives by publicly outing all of their business the way that they've done. It's absolutely insane that, unfortunately, these kids are going through so much behind the scenes and on camera for our entertainment.
My mother, Ruby Frankie, is a prominent family vlogger that was arrested last year for child abuse. I don't come today as the daughter of a felon, nor as a victim of an abnormally abusive mother. I come today as a victim of family vlogging. My goal is not to present any idea of a solution to this problem, but to shed light on the ethical and monetary issues that come from being a child influencer. But I want to be clear that there is never, ever a good reason for posting your children online for money or fame. There is no such thing as a moral or ethical family vlogger.
And it's crazy because I know there's going to be people that are like, oh, well, but they're not. No, there's no way to justify this, because if we're going to come at parents for exploiting their kids through vlogs and social media content, why the hell do we think it's okay to do that as teachers? Like, it's not okay. We should be protecting the kids. Shit, we are mandated reporters. Whether you're working as a part-time teacher, an after-school teacher, a full-time teacher, you are a mandated reporter. So how are you going to be a mandated reporter doing things that need to be mandatedly reported? Hey, you out here exploiting kids, but you're supposed to be a mandated reporter. Like, it really doesn't make sense to me. And it's always been very off-putting seeing teachers like do like the whole influencer thing. Like, again, I don't think OOTDs or talking about your experiences or, you know, like showing people your classroom is a big deal. When we tread into the territory of showing kids, okay, that's where I'm like, Now, like, even with me, I've showed my kids' performances before, but you can't see their faces. I've posted pictures, but again, it's when I'm done. But it's not my whole entire platform. It's not my entire platform, and it's not something that people come to me for. Like, oh, let me see what kids she's teaching this semester. Like, no. Like, I'm not going to post them. If anything, you might see them on my story once in a while, but even at that, very rare. Because one, I'm teaching. I don't have time to do that. And two, it's just, there's a line that you cross when you start posting other people's kids without parents' permission. Most of the time, if I'm posting something or whatever like that, again, it's when I'm never going to see the kid again. Or it's like when it's like, it's on my story and you can't really even tell who's who. We start treading into murky waters when we start exploiting children for our views and our content. There is nothing wrong about talking about your life as a teacher and things that you know, your hardships and stuff like that. Even the little skits. I love teacher skits. Teacher skits be having me dying. And there's a couple of teachers that do it well, right?
All of a sudden it's stinking here. Hey, bro, shut up. Your daddy.
At least I can see my daddy.
Once a month, because that's how you act. Daddy issues.
Miss Lagun, wait, listen.
Wrapped in Japanese wallpaper.
I'm stressed, Miss Lagun. Like, I'm stressed.
To tell them that they probably have all of 30 seconds before I call the cops. I'm so sorry for the way I talked to you. You think I deserve that? None of your business. It's not. Everybody stop calling her. What'd you say?
I'm not repeating. I said it twice.
Say it 3 times.
I'm Miss Gonzalez, and this is me before the first day of school.
I'm Miss Gonzalez, and this is me on the last day of school.
Part of Teachers Appreciation Week, so right, I'm glad you said that, because when we get to the end of the cycle and you get to beg and me to appreciate your grade, I appreciate you. So
life does not. Oh my God.
Ever wonder what it's like to be a teacher? Just imagine this. You sign up for a job, right? In the first 2 weeks you have training. The training goes well. And you're like, okay, I think I can do this. The pay is not that great, but you know, I'm going to try. So then somebody calls you into their office and they're like, okay, so listen, your client list is going to be kind of big, and I'm just going to give you your client list, and tomorrow you're going to have to look over it, and then the next day it's go time.
I forgot what his name is, but there's this one teacher that I do follow that does incorporate the kids in his skits, but also they're a little bit older, so they can consent.
Oh, quit! Why you not quiet? Mr. Dallas is my favorite teacher. Of course I'm going to want to hang out in his class.
Mr. Dallas is my teacher. Of course he has little to no jerk. You see how I come to school with ashy feet and no socks?
I put lotion on. Mr. Dallas is my teacher. Of course he ran away with Frederick Douglass.
I know a lot of people might find that a little weird because it's like, well, they're still kids, yes, but at least they can say, yes, I want to be in a video. No, I don't want to be in a video. I feel like when you're doing the content with like babies, like, you know, third graders, fourth graders, first graders, pre-K, that's when we're like, no, like when the kid is in middle school, high school, they can consent. Their parents can consent. You can easily text their parent. They can text their parent and be like, hey, can I be in this video? Like, I think it's a little bit easier to do that. But even at that, I find that like, a little like again, I follow this guy. I love his content. I think it's phenomenal. And it's hilarious. I'll be interacting all the damn time. And there's a couple other people I feel like do it well as well. But usually it's the same rotation of kids, which for me leads me to believe that they are getting permission either from the district or the parents to do these videos. But for a lot of these teachers, you could tell that they just doing this for their own personal gain. And unfortunately, it ain't gonna gain them nothing because you're gonna lose your platform and your damn teaching license and your job.
So the thing is with like Mr. Dallas, I did a little bit of digging, and apparently it's the students that basically told him to make these videos. They're willing participants and stuff like that. A lot of the parents know about it. If you guys really watch him, you'll see like you've even had some parents in here. Like practically the whole school's involved with these videos, and I'm very, very sure admin, the board and stuff knows about it. So it's a little bit different. Like it just gets a little murky, and it really depends on who it is and the capacity to which they're doing it.
Personally, I feel like as a teacher, no matter what the capacity is, no matter what the position is, you're supposed to be a safe space for kids. If you have a child that is being abused at home, that doesn't eat, doesn't sleep, is going through a hard time, they come to school knowing that you are a safe place, that you are a safe haven. They cannot get hurt here. If something happens, they can always tell their teacher. They may not choose to, but that is, you know, like they feel safe there. To exploit that or make it feel less than safe, I feel like is just an extreme injustice to kids. The main reason I became a dance teacher is because one of my favorite teachers was actually a dance teacher, and he helped me through a lot. Rest in peace, Mr. Trigger. My high school teachers as a whole helped me through a lot. I still talk to a lot of my high school teachers. I still talk to my high school principal. Like, I'm very, like, teachers were my best mentors and my biggest saving grace in life. I love my teachers down. I love them more than like any other teachers and professors or whatever that I ever had, because they are literally part of who I am today. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be who I am today. I wouldn't have gotten into college. I wouldn't be dancing. I wouldn't have sang. I wouldn't have wrote plays. I wouldn't have gotten any of the awards that I've gotten in life. I would not be on YouTube right now if it wasn't for them. Like, they pushed me to be who I am today. So it's just very strange to see teachers just exploiting that by like posting and doing weird stuff and like, you know, like just, you know, trying to capitalize off of that. So I really do want to hear your thoughts and opinions down below. Do you guys have any teachers that are teaching your kids who are influencers? What do you guys think about teacher influencing? Where do you think the line is drawn? Because I feel like it's okay. It's just there's certain ways to do it. And most importantly, what do you think should be done about teachers becoming influencers? Because I know for a lot of districts, they don't play that. I've known teachers that have lost their jobs or had to resign because they had to eventually pick between being an influencer and being a teacher. So there's a lot going on there. With that being said, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Again, I'm going to see y'all on Patreon or the membership for the other video. And I'm going to see y'all next time. Bye!